Emotional dysregulation can come from a lot of things, but for the most part, it does come from the way that your parents handled your and their emotions when you were a child. And what that looks like is parents will have whatever type of emotional dysfunction, and then they will regard you and your emotions with that dysregulation because they're unable to really understand like how and why their emotions they can't handle when they come up. It's like an automatic response to shut down or to get anxious or whatever it is that they do, and then that passes on to you because you learn how to have emotions and regulate your emotions through your parents. Now, when it comes to crying specifically, if your tears as a child or your big emotions as a child were met with any type of like dismissal or like anxiety or fear or like anything that really isn't just holding space for you and for those emotions, you're gonna feel an obligation to minimize them as an attempt to quell the situation, quell the feelings that you perceive coming up as your parents. And I will always say this, I'll say this till the end of fucking time. Children are the best of us. Children are so smart, they are so in tune, and they are so free. And it is really just through socialization and conditioning that comes a sense that we are adults and they are children, and we are smarter and bigger and better, and they are not. However, how often do you wish you could still be a child? How often do you wish you could still be in that era of your life because it was simpler? Was it really simpler, or were you just able to manage yourself better because you weren't thinking about what everybody else was thinking or what everybody else is doing or what you should be doing or whatever? Like, I think that is a really, really, really salient concept because I think most people really wish that they had half the fucking emotional capacity that children do. How frequently does something horrible happen to them and they're quick to forgive? They are quick to hold back onto their parent. They are quick to forgive, right? To just be okay with the situation. So frequently. Now, going back to the thing of crying. When you learn as a child, when you're completely forgiving, accepting, loving self as a child is taught over and over and over again that this is unacceptable or you can't do this or you are not safe to do this, you will learn that you can't do that and you will carry that into adulthood. Just like I have, just like so many other people have, you have learned through your parents and through the world around you that you are not able to have emotions, or it is not acceptable for you to have emotions, good or bad. Honestly, big emotions in society, how frequently are you told to like calm down because you're having a big reaction to something? My God, I think that that's horrible. And I think no child, no person deserves to have that happen because we are just humans experiencing life, right? Who the fuck is telling us you shouldn't be, other than adults that have been conditioned by the same who the fuck in the past? And are they smarter than us? Girl, probably not. Because how many of them do you know that actually experience life the way that you want to experience life and the way that you believe life can be experienced? How many? Girl, not a lot. And not a lot of the ones in my life have encouraged me to face life fully and boldly and excitedly. I've strayed from the topic of crying. I'm going to come back because I think this is a really, really good step on the ladder to take when you're overcoming the concept that your emotions are too much or that you cannot experience crying because you fear whatever. So something that I like to talk about a lot when it comes to crying is acknowledging in your body where it starts and where it ends, and in your body where it becomes closed off and where it can flow again, because you are not destined to the person that you are right now. You can change so much in yourself all the time. Actually, people change literally second by second, moment by moment. We just as a society, believe that you should hold on to the beliefs that you have with a death grip and never fucking let them go. Not true. Now, with crying, for me, what I used to experience would be this like welling from my stomach to my throat and my like forehead or my eyes, where I felt this emotion start and then come up into my heart, and my heart would become tight, like my heart space would become like tight, and my chest would feel like pressure, and I would feel it come and rise into my throat, and I feel like my throat would close, and then I might feel it in my face and like tingling on my eyes, and I would just choke it back down, and then it would just get sent back into my like lower body, where it doesn't have anywhere to go, because your tears, well, this is a little vulgar, but your tears don't come out of your ass, do they? They come out of your eyes, right? Like, you have to kind of let that go in your body instead of pushing it down. And when it gets pushed down, this is what I like to call, and what has been named to me as, my bucket getting fuller and fuller and fuller, until there's one moment where I cannot hold that back anymore. And then the tears that do come are explosive, they are angry, they are devastating. It literally feels like the end of the fucking world, because I cannot regulate my emotions. And I don't experience that anymore, because I know that there is value in allowing tears to come when they come. And I really hope that you do too, because once you realize how easy it is to just allow those things to come forth, it is like a hurdle. It's difficult to get to that point, but you can. And then they come out, and then you feel like, okay, what was the problem all along, right? Why was this difficult to me all along? Other than the fact that I have just been taught that this is not what I'm supposed to do. In life, you will realize that the only person that really matters, the only person's opinion that really matters, is you, yours. And when it comes to crying, I genuinely believe that we as a people do a disservice to our society and to our vessels by repressing tears and repressing big emotions, because what we're teaching ourselves and we're teaching other people and our children is that it's not okay for you to have emotions. It's not okay for you to take up space in this world, and it's not okay for you to make other people uncomfortable, or even yourself uncomfortable, with the fact that you have feelings. And I genuinely think that feelings are a cornerstone to our existence in a quality way. When we're happy, or too happy. Like, so often as a child, when I was excited and when I was really passionate about something, somebody would tell me that that's too much and I shouldn't feel that way, or I shouldn't be this big about my emotions, or this shouldn't make me feel this much about what I'm feeling. And I think that that's awful. I think that that is so cruel to do to somebody, to say your feelings are too much, or what you are as a person, too much. What does that do for me other than minimize my person? What does that do for me other than make me smaller so that I can fit into a box of somebody else's comfort? And who the fuck is that other person? Do they matter? No. Genuinely, that is what I believe is wrong with social dogma of emotions. How we as a people view existence. What is life but to feel things passionately and hugely? What is the meaning if I have to be like monotonous and dull my whole life? What is, like, what's the point, right? Like, is there, girl, what else can I say? Trust me when I tell you too, that those emotions are begging to come out of you. And holy shit, I'm just reminded of somebody I used to know who really viewed like the coming up of emotions to be weakness. And what I have to say to that so much, this is in like TV shows and like people, of course, but what I have to say to that, is that it is so much weaker to believe that you cannot bring up those emotions than to feel them in their entirety. Because what are you avoiding? What is stronger than fully feeling life? What is stronger than being able to regulate yourself and love yourself enough to like have things come out of you and not be mad about it? Is it true that you as a person are stronger that you because you don't feel your feelings, or is it stronger that you feel them and you're okay with them? Because can you as a strong person feel them no problem? Because shit, I mean, if you can feel your feelings no problem and you say it's strong or it's like weaker to feel your feelings, okay. But really, like, when's the last time you cried? When's the last time your only feeling was not anger? Can you be happy in an excitable way? Can you see other people cry and not be mad about it and empathize instead of taking it personally? Probably not. I'm so sorry to say. But the strongest among us are the ones who can feel unapologetically and can exist unapologetically and do things for themselves instead of doing things for people like that. Because people like that are the people who create more of the pain that you experience in your life, and the pain and the feeling that you can't feel your feelings. So that notion came from somebody before you who said, it's weak to cry. What is strength than crying in front of a crowd or in front of your loved ones or expressing how you truly feel? Because if you're not doing that, you're living for someone else. Don't live for someone else. Don't ever, ever, ever live for someone else. I am not perfect about this. Nobody really is. But try your best to be who you know you need to be for yourself and for others, to make your life in this world a better place to live in for the children that come from us. Whew! Passion. It can be so, so hard to believe that you're capable, to trust that you're capable, and to know that you're capable of conjuring emotions that for your whole existence you have suppressed and said, not right now. This is not good. I can't do this. Okay? A lifetime of joy comes after the first cry that you have that isn't an overwhelming, like, dumping of emotion. Because you'll realize how safe and truly peaceful it is for you to be able to have those feelings without hurting other people. You're not taking up too much space. You're not being in too much. You're not doing any of that by staying true to yourself and feeling the things that come up for you. In fact, I genuinely think that it is so much more important for you to do that than it is to not do that, because you're teaching yourself and you're teaching other people that you're good enough and you are enough regardless of who you are and what you're doing. And like, regardless of what you're feeling, you deserve from yourself to trust that that's enough and that's okay. And I'm not hurting anybody because I'm hurting. And like, you're honestly lifting a weight off of the world every single time that you choose yourself and you choose the fact that you can do this and not hurt someone, because you're not hurting anyone and you're safe, really, is what I'm trying to say. You're safe to do the things that you need to do for yourself. Trust and believe that. Because the more that you do that, the more that you create a world that is soft and that is safe. Because you've chosen safety for yourself. I hope this helped. I love you so much. Don't forget to make waves. Have a great day.